and welcome back to Artlife. I'm Mrs. B, and here at Artlife we like to encourage everybody to have a go at creating art. Whether you're a child or an adult, whether you've never done any painting or drawing before, I hope that these step-by-step tutorials help you to feel confident to get started with your artwork. So today all you need is actually some textures. We're going to be doing painting, but with drawing materials. With textures, we're going to be painting today. And I have a bit of a different background behind me because I thought it was fitting to have sort of a rainforest environment for our rainforest style artwork. This is a big rainforest leaf, and we're going to be using these textures today as watercolor paints. So stay tuned and I'll show you step by step how to create something like this. For today's drawing lesson, you will need some water-soluble textures. I'm using the Faber-Castell connector pens, but there's a lot of different types of textures that are water-soluble. A Sharpie is not, so please don't use Sharpies. Now, you'll also need a grey lead pencil and an eraser, a paintbrush, lots of water, and some paper. I use watercolor paper because it's a bit thicker, but any paper will do. I have put a list in the description below of some places that you can get all of these materials if you don't have them. So to start off today, get your paper ready. This is nice and thick Canson watercolor paper. Because we are using water, it is better to have a thicker base because it doesn't get grainy or start to peel away. If you're using just normal paper, you do need to be careful with the amount of water you're using. Okay, so to start our drawing, we just need a pencil, obviously, and we're going to draw nice and large, taking up almost the entire paper. We're going to sketch a big love heart. Okay, just like this. Can you see that? All right, so now to make our love heart look like a big rainforest leaf, we need to add in some sections on the sides. I'll show you what I mean. That kind of come in and then back out again. So we need to repeat that and make it a little bit jagged, make each one a little bit different. You can even do, sometimes these leaves have sort of holes in them like that, so you can create holes. So do them on both sides. Try to sketch and draw lightly if you can, because it'll be much easier to rub out so we can't see our pencil marks. Just finishes it off a lot nicer. So bringing them in to the middle, kind of like that. All right, so we've got the basis for our leaf there. Now I am going to go and rub out the parts we don't need or any mistakes I might have made. So notice I am able to rub these out fairly easily because I didn't push super hard when I was drawing. So that's a fairly important part to the task. There we go. So we have our shape. Might do another little hole there. Okay, now I'm going to start to use my textures. Please test that they are water soluble. I'll show you what I mean. If you color in a section and grab your water and add some water to it and the colors dissolve like watercolor, it is a water soluble texture. If nothing happens, then it is not, and you probably can't really use them today. So I'm going to gather up some greens. What I love about these packets of connector pens is that you get so many different shades of colors. So my artwork's going to sort of be in the greeny kind of realm today, but you can probably do something abstract if you want to use more pinky colors or purples and things like that. You can be a bit more abstract, but for now I've got a whole lot of different types of green, which is fantastic for adding a bit of interest. So what I'm going to do now is literally just start to outline what I've done. Now there's a lot of room for error with this because we're going to turn the textures into paint, so you can kind of actually be quite scribbly. Make your edges really neat if you can, like that. But when you're colouring in, it actually doesn't really need to be all that perfect. But what I suggest you do is not just use one colour. Have a go at using different tones of green. So I've got some light in there. You don't actually have to colour the entire thing in. I'm also using some yellow just for a bit of extra interest. A little bit over here. So let's keep going. Outline. Oh, fluoro. I like to sort of start off dark. Notice that my edges are mostly using a dark green. And then I go and use some lighter green as I get closer to the middle. You'll see the effect once I add some water. So I'm not jumping ahead and using water yet. I'm colouring in the entire thing, outlining the entire leaf first, because once I add water, I can't really go back in and add colour. It's too sticky and gross. It doesn't really work. So I need to add as much colour as I want at the start. So you can see that most of my leaf here has been coloured in and all the outlines have been done really clearly. But you do not need to colour the entire leaf in. Little bits of colour here and there. Okay, I would normally not colour in this messy, but I'll show you that it doesn't really matter. Okay, all of my colour is here. No need for the textures anymore. I can put them away. Now I need water. And I need quite a lot of it. I'm going to use a paintbrush. If you use a paintbrush that is too big, you don't have a lot of control. So I do suggest to sort of use a small to medium brush, especially for the edges. So when we add water, what you'll notice is that the colors start to turn into paint. Just like watercolor paint. Now we want to keep this edge really clean. So try not to go over that edge, but just add water, quite a bit. I'm getting quite a fair amount of water on my brush and I'm going to drop it in. The more water you use, the more colors will kind of blend around and sort of bleed into one another. You can see that. But if you're using paper that is just standard paper, not proper watercolor equipment, then you probably can't really use too much water because it will just dissolve the paper. Okay, so there was quite a lot of areas that I left white or left bare, but you can see that as I add water, the color is moving around. I can even add more water to certain sections to spread the colors out, and they merge so beautifully. You notice why I use different tones of green, because if I just use one color, it would still look really nice, but now I have different layers of color. If you have a go at this task, please take a photo and pop it in the comments section. I'd love to see what you've come up with, especially if anyone has a go with using abstract colors. I think that would look really, really cool. Done. I forgot something. Now I'm done. So it's as simple as that. I hope you've enjoyed the art task today, and if you have a go, please share your images with me down in the comments below, and also subscribe to Artlife and watch the other videos that are available. Take it easy, guys. See you next time.